Jeffrey's about to relapse again. He feels like a dirty loser. If only he knew the right way to take back control of his life. Adonis. Adonis thinks back to his teenage years and smiles. He can't help but feel awesome about the transformation that he went through after he discovered self-improvements. And then there's you. Let me tell you my story. A few years ago, I've just moved back home to my parents' house after graduating from university, and I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna take back control of my life. I put on my baggy workout hoodie, I put on the hood, and I formed this new identity of being this kind of disciplined, hard-working guy. This guy who was in this season of pure growth and challenge. And so I grabbed my phone. What do you think I did next? I go on to the clock app and I set on an alarm for every single day at 5 a.m., knowing exactly the kind of life that I'm going to be living from now on. And it worked. 3 years later, I've achieved a massive level of success, if I may say so myself. But more than that, I've become a capable man. I've become a man of character, of respect, with strong beliefs. All because I took back control of my life and I implemented the right tactics to make that happen. Think about this right now, because you've probably never thought this. Why is there so many young men who feel like they need to fix their lives? Every year, it seems like there's more and more men who are joining this group of guys who are getting onto self-improvement and realizing the way that we've been living is wrong. Why? Because the modern world has set us up for failure. When you think about your time in the education system and how your fat teacher raised you to act in this like weird androgynous, like weird feminine way where you had to sit still with your legs crossed and you weren't allowed to play fight with your friends. When you think about the addictions that are available to you when you were still a child, like porn, video games, junk food, basically all drugs. We've been fighting this uphill battle in the modern world, and this is what makes me proud of our generation, that we're actually winning this battle. You know, online everyone talks about, okay, men are so weak and the times are so hard and all this and this and this. I really don't think so. Because in my community, in the Adonis gang, I'm seeing men become strong. I'm seeing it completely normalized for a 13, 14-year-old to be dedicated in the gym. I'm seeing 18-year-olds making money online and providing for their families. In this space, in this brotherhood, we are actually fighting against the sort of evil, degeneracy, weakness, addictions that we find ourselves up against in the modern world. And so I wanted to take a moment to feel great about that. By the way, bro, you probably haven't realized just how bad listening to degenerate music is every day. And so that's why I've made a new daily Spotify podcast that you can listen to so you can start your day off with some inspiration, and it's specifically for young guys who want to get onto self-improvement. Go click the top link in the description, load that up, follow the podcast, and then continue watching this video. But there's really a darker thing that we've got to talk about, and it's what happens when a young man actually wants to take control of his life and he wants to be more disciplined. And it probably happened to you. It's that the crabs in your life, those people who are below Jeffrey, like Jeffrey is just the young guy who's struggling in life. We don't hate him. Who we do hate are the crabs. The crabs are the kind of Jeffreys who are also struggling. But when they see you rise up, when they see you work out, when they see you start to meditate and get onto self-improvement, they hate you for it. They make it harder for you on this path. You started working out and one of your friends called you gay. That's exactly what happened to me. I still remember being 14, 15, 16 years old, going on to League of Legends with my friends, and we're all playing this like multiple games in a row. We've been playing for around 1.5 hours, and that's when I'm going to go off to go to the gym, because I just have started going to the gym at this age. And as I tell my friends on Skype that I'm logging off to go to the gym, all that happens is I hear this barrage of abuse, of disrespect, of, you know, like they'll call it jokes, but it's not actually a joke, where they're calling me gay, they're calling me weird, they're calling me cringe. And I'm going to the gym anyway. I don't give a fuck what these losers think. I'm in the gym. And this is the moment where I realized I couldn't be friends with these crabs anymore. where if I really wanted to change my life, if I wanted to fix my life, I had to at least try to surround myself with people who were on the same path. How are my friends criticizing me for wanting to get healthy? Since that moment, I've realized that there really are like evil people out there, crabs, who will purposely hold you back. As a quick actionable step, you can share your story about how like crabs have tried to hold you back from self-improvement. If you want to leave like a comment below, or if you've got a friend on self-improvement, you can like kind of tell him the story, which he might find enjoyable to listen to. But I want to give you some practical advice, like some step-by-step advice in this video on how to fix your life, how to take back control of your life. And this is exactly what you do, because this worked for me and it worked for basically every guy that I get to do this plan. You write down a detailed daily routine. I'll flash up my one, which I have on my Google Calendar, and I'll also show you the one from this entrepreneur that I really like, who I think I got this idea from him like years ago, and this is his current one. You do not have to copy the times that we're waking up or the things that we're doing, but rather just copy like the whole general tactic of just writing down the thing that you do. So don't look at like this guy's or even mine and see that we wake up at 3 a.m. This isn't like me trying to stunt on you and be like, yeah, I'm an entrepreneur and a CEO. I wake up early. That's literally just the time where my brain works best. So I wake up really early and I also go to sleep really early. You don't actually have to do that, but the task for you is to simply write down your schedule similar to this. Write down the time that you're going to start to wake up at, and then write down literally every like block of activity that you're going to do after that. So it could be 7 a.m. wake up, 7:15 get ready for school, 7:45 commute to school, 8:15 school, 3:30 p.m. commute back home, 3:45 p.m. go to the gym, like this. When you have this laid out, you have something productive that you can do at any given time. And now your simple goal is not to decide what to do today, to think about what you should do. You're not going to procrastinate anymore, because all you've got to do now is look at your routine and just think to yourself, okay, well, just do what I said I would do at this time. It takes off so much of this mental sort of gray area with trying to improve your life. You know, you've been on self-improvement, but a part of it does feel vague of like, how do you actually fix your life? How do you really double down on your self-improvement? Do you just try and hit the gym? And those things are nice. But the best way is you make this super productive, disciplined routine, the schedule, and you simply, the one goal you have day to day is you literally just look at your routine and try to stick with it as best as possible. My routine that you're seeing, and I think Alex Becker's, this is basically like an optimal day. It doesn't happen every day. I'm going to tell you the truth. There's days where I'll wake up a little bit later. There's days where I'll eat earlier. There's days where I'll eat later. There's days where I've got to do this random other task. I'm going to do this thing. I'm in the gym for longer. I'm in the gym for shorter. But the idea is that this is like a guideline that I can try to stick to. When I used to do self-improvement coaching calls, I don't really do that anymore, but when I used to get my clients to do this exact same routine, and it would change their lives only if they listened to one piece of advice, which was that this needs to be seen as your kind of ideal, perfect day. And the thing is that when you try and follow it, you're probably only going to follow it for about 30 or 50% of the day. You'll mess up. The times will change. All of those random things, you know, life will get in the way. But what I always used to ask to my clients who'd feel really bad about this when I was trying to help them, I'd just say like, if this is your perfect day and you've just followed it for 50% of the day, isn't that a win? And that's when their mind would change and they start feeling happy about it. So when you do go and make this routine and you do go and follow it and you realize, oh man, I missed it a little bit, don't be upset by that. Just try and think to yourself, if you quantified it and you ask yourself what percentage of the day did you follow it? If the answer's over like 50%, it's probably better than your normal day anyway. And if you get it closer to about 70 or 80%, you are really in that like season of growth. And you're going to really improve a lot because of that. There's a quote from the Bible that I want to read you. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. And there's also a quote from the Quran. Allah does not bear a soul beyond that which it can bear. The task that you have ahead of you right now, I won't lie to you, it's not actually easy. You know, it'd be so cool, and I'm sure I'd get more views on YouTube if I told you, yep, this was so easy to change your life. It took me months to really get into like an awesome routine that started to change my life. And in fact, you know what? Months before that, I was in this stage of overthinking, watching self-improvement videos and trying to figure out like how to take the first action while still doing all the bad habits. This is like the first stage of self-improvement. When you know about self-improvement, you know what good habits are, you know what bad habits are, but you're still addicted to the bad habits. And if you can relate to that, trust me when I say, like, it's a period that some guys just have to go through. It's not nice. I know it's not. But if you do set this routine and you just try and follow it as best as you can with a positive mindset to just keep progressively overloading it. Maybe tomorrow you follow it for 10% and then you aim for the next day to follow it for 15 and 20 and 25, 30, 40. That will get you out of this rut that you feel like you're in. And you will be able to take back control of your life. And it's a beautiful life experience when you do that. Click and watch this video right now. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah!